Hello, it's Jennifer with Crafty Girl Makes, and I'm back again to show you the pages in my 2026 journal. And so I will flip the camera around and we'll get started with that. There we go. Okay, so we left off. This is my journal cover. And as I said in the previous video, this is the journal itself is made through um, uh, Vintage Press Studios. She has a membership group called the Junk Journal Hive, or the Hive. Yeah. And this is where this came from. It is expandable. And so each month she's releasing a kit. Let me pause 1 second and I'll grab that kit and show you what January's looks like. Okay, sorry about that. It was kind of one of those things that was underneath something. But this is what her January kit looks like, and she has released other pieces now for this. I've used some of the things out of here, but not all, just because it's not too much my style. I like shabby chic. I'm very girly, but I kind of prefer a grungy look um, when I'm making junk journals. All right, let me put that aside. So, not that it's grungy, the pieces that I'm using, but they're more in my aesthetic. So I'm choosing something different. But she does have some lovely things to use. Okay. So before I did all this, I laid out my designs. I had everything laid out in here. And then something that I always recommend is lay out what it is you want to do and then take pictures. Take pictures of it. That way you can remember exactly what it is you want it to do. I know it's really, kind of can't really see my phone here, my pictures. But I do that, and that way I can go back and reference. Oh wait, how did I do that again? How did I put that together? And then when you actually put it together, it just makes it a little easier. Okay, and then I laid out all my elements into different piles. This should be everything for this one. All right. I'll go ahead and start putting this together. Again, I'm going to knock back the page underneath just a little bit. Most of this will be covered. So I'm just doing a little dry painting on here. Leaving out that blue up there because my theme is blue for winter. And that dries pretty quick with the dry brushing that on. These are some kits that I bought from Etsy. Some different kits. Oh, actually, I'll use this one. This is the Barely Art glue. It does have the precision tip, but I won't have it in there right now. Maybe I should, as I'm dumping glue out everywhere. Okay. All right. Get that on there. This cute little snowman. And then I have Winter Wonderland. I did go through these, all of these elements already, and I did the inking on them with the Distress Oxide around on all of the edges. This one said Winter Wonderland. This one says Season of Joy. And then I have my winter here. Oh, that's not how I did it before. That's why I was like, why is that not fitting right? But it's not how I did it before. That is more how I had it. Okay. All right. Those glued down. You know, we're already starting to get our crafting projects together for Valentine's. That is one of the hardest things sometimes when you're a crafter. It's true what they say about getting older, time just really goes faster. But when you're a crafter, holy cow, it goes really quick. Because you're always, I guess it'd be the same if you're in retail. You know, you're always looking ahead to what's next so you're prepared for it. That's sometimes makes things go a little crazy. I'm like, I'm not ready to think about Valentine's, but here I am. I'm thinking about Valentine's already because I have a project coming up that I'm going to be doing live with Vintage Press Studios. Okay, and that's page 1 done. I could just go through. I might add some more things after I've put everything in here. All right, now this one is probably going to be my favorite page, just because that's like one of my very favorite images there. And pop her right on here. What's nice with this journal too, if you notice, these lay flat. That is really handy. Can you hear the airplane? I don't know if you can hear the airplane coming in or not. So, for whoever doesn't know, I travel with my husband for his job. He's a superintendent with a construction company, and he does um, power. He's in the power industry. Anyway, so we travel all the time, and I am in my fifth wheel. I have a little crafting. Okay, I have a little crafting area in the kitchen area of the fifth wheel, but let me tell you, the only furniture that's in here, we have our love seat. The 2 couches, those are gone. I needed that space for storage. I had to have a storage for. And if you are a crafter of any kind, you know, it gets crazy. You get so much stuff, and then when you're junk journaling, of course, you have to have a lot of junk to junk journal, right? Probably not. I do. But so I have my little nook back here that I craft in, but I have pretty much the rest of the camper that has the rest of the fifth wheel has craft supplies and stuff. except for the basement. That's his. We actually have a large, I say basement, but that's kind of, I guess, what you call that. It's a storage space. Oops, I got a little too much glue on that. Storage space in the front. That's all his. I don't get that. We might get a different fifth wheel at some point. We're looking at one of the ones that has both the front and the back raised up, to where it has a really, really large basement or garage, whatever you'd like to call it, down below. And that'll be even handier, except for I have a lot of things that are temperature sensitive. And so even though our basement has heat, I don't want to store anything down there that might get ruined by extreme temperatures. Even though it's heated, even though it's, got all that, it's just me. I'm just weird about my supplies, which is why they're all upstairs with me, all up in the fifth wheel with me, not down there. Okay, and that's another page done. All right, and got 2 more pages to do with you. Pull up the next page on my phone of how I had this. These ones are just kind of a little bit scattered here. Oh, I meant to, I'll do it on this one. There's something I meant to do. Let's see. So I want it to leave a little tuck spot. And let me see, which element do I want to do that with? That wasn't supposed to be the tuck spot. That was just how I had it laid out on my paper. Maybe, I think I can do it with this. So yeah, I think I can do it with that. This is one of the pieces from the Hive kit. Just these little cute little note cards. And I wanted to put one on each page, so I'd have a little space to write some journaling, to do some a verse or something, whatever I want to reflect on. I've got a couple of books that I'm reading right now. One is called The Way of the Wildflowers, I think, by Ruth Cho Simons. And then I'm also doing her book. Let me see. No, I thought I had it over here. Yeah, that I do have part of it. Okay. Grace Lace Seasons is the companion guide that I have. But I'm going through that one too because it's got its different seasons for that book. If you're not familiar with her, which most people are, she does some beautiful, beautiful paintings, and I also watercolor, so I absolutely love her watercolor paintings. I want to be Ruth when I grow up. Just kidding. But that would be cool to paint like her. That would be awesome. Okay. Now my little, here we go. And my beautiful winter. And let it snow. We had a little bit of snow a couple nights ago, overnight. Sunday into Monday, we woke up with about 4 inches, I guess. Of course, most of it's gone now because this is Colorado. Okay. That's another page there. Let's see. I don't really have a good spot. I didn't leave a good spot to make a tuck for this, so I will have to. Wait, let's see. Can I get in there? No. What was I thinking? I wasn't. I'll find a place for it. I don't think I have any place up here either. No. No, no. See, that's what happens when you have afterthoughts. That's okay. I'm going to go on. I'm going to do one more page. I kind of figured I can do about 4 pages a month and get this filled by the end of the year if I do 4 pages a month. So there's 1, 2, 3. And this last one I didn't have any elements for. I wanted to do something a little different. You can get notepads like this. Super inexpensive. I just pulled a sheet off of that. So I saw this on the internet. It's Winter Row. Winter Rue. Meaning winter calm. Isn't that cool? It's kind of how I like to think with winter. I used to really think, gosh, when it's hot, oh, I want it to be cold. When it's cold, oh, I want it to be hot. And I stopped doing that a while ago. Several years ago, I stopped doing that because I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to be happy, whatever I get. So now I just kind of go with it and try and enjoy each season as it comes. Okay. I'm just going to put these on here again. Little journaling spots. What I did on these, here's what it was originally. This was from the Hive, Junk Journal Hive, Vintage Press Studios. This was from her kit. And what I did was inked up the edges. And then I know this thing is a monster, but it is what it is. I have it because there's lots of different things you can do with it, and when space is at a premium, I try and double up everything I can. So I'm just going to move this little guy to the small, and so that's got a punch on here. This is called a crocodile. They do have smaller ones, but see, it's got the hole punch right there. So I'm just going to go through and where all those little holes are, I'm going to poke them out. Okay. And then, is anybody else like that movie? Dude, Where's My Car? That's like one of my junky, most favoriteest movies. It's such a bad movie. It's so horribly, the comedy is just, but it's one that I will laugh at every time. every time. I do not know why. So then I went through and I just kind of clipped all those little holes because, you know, when you take something out of a notebook, it's like that. And I just kind of squished them all up a little bit and went over those with the ink too. And if they get all grungy, all the better, right? Okay. Put the journal back. It's back in there. Put this in here. Okay. And for this, I'm going to just glue this down right along the top, like so. And then I'm going to glue this right over it. Okay. Just like that. Now I can journal here. I can journal on these little cards here. Didn't think it through for those 2 pages. That's okay. All right. And last but not least with these are some little cards that I made. And I have these in my school membership. They're in the classroom. You can join my school for free, by the way, and be a part of our community there, which is really lovely because it's not on, you know, the big one there if you like community but you don't like the big one. So that's that. And then I do have these there. There's actually 8 of them. I already have one of them put together. So there's 8 of these, and it's just $1 if you'd like to purchase those. So what I'm doing with these is I'm making the hidden paper clips. So you can take these and put it right on like that and have that sticking out there. You can stick it out the side, however you'd like to. These are all verses about new beginnings. So that's why I have that on here. And then I have, sorry, I dropped this earlier. This is just some, let me see, I'll just use maybe this one. Cut out some string here. And I'll show you how to make these hidden paper clips too, because they're kind of fun. And you can do them with pretty much anything. Loop that through. Pull it up. Pull that through. And there you go. Just like that. Okay. So, set this aside here. Then here. And I'll show you how I did these. All right. So again, I'm going to go in and ink this. You don't have to ink. I just like the way it looks. And there's certainly other inks that you can use besides the distressed inks from Ranger. Those are, just some that I when I was really heavy into mixed media, I got a lot of those ones. Okay, so again, back to the crocodile here. I'll switch this over to 3/16, and you can see now it's a bigger one coming down. And I'm just going to punch that little hole out. So the other thing with the crocodile, it's got this feature here where you can put in eyelets and crimp them down. You just push this down and whoops, when it's on the right setting, you just push that down and in the camera view. You push that down, it's a lot easier to push when it's like this, and that'll crimp that for you into there. Okay. So you're going to take 2 of your tags and some scrap paper. This is what I cut my little 2026 out of earlier. So I just saved that aside. And you're just going to take 2 little pieces here. Fold them over. Fold it over, just like that. Now, hang on, where did I put my box of paper clips? Aha. Ta-da! And I'm just using a regular old paper clip. Plain one. Plain paper clip this time, standard size. I have really jumbo ones. I don't know where they're at. I have no idea, but they're really cool. They're really huge. Okay, now to do the hidden paper clip, you take one of your pieces of paper that you fold it, take your paper clip, just slide it over it, just like that. Okay. Then you're going to take your glue and glue boogers. You're going to get glue all over that. You could probably use regular glue, but I would recommend a really strong glue. And then you're just going to put this over it just like that. And pinch till it's dry. Until it's holding, I should say. Sorry. I got the T-Rex syndrome. You know, I like to pull my arms in really close to me. So holding them out here is awkward for me. All right, let's see. Yep, it works. Whoop, it's not quite ready yet. Okay. So once that fully dries, you're just going to take it and take, like I said, you can do this with tags. You can do it with, if you have like little pieces of ephemera, you can do it with that. I don't have anything over here right now, but you could even do it just with something like this. If you want it to just do it like that, glue it on there, and then you can paper clip that on. It doesn't have to be double-sided, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at here. It does not need to be double-sided. So, I'm going to put some more glue on here. The outside of this. And then I'm going to glue it right here in between. So if they don't line up perfect, that's okay, because we can trim them. So with these, I've just sandwiched that in between there. You can see it's not super perfect. That's okay. I'll come back around and trim it. Not that it has to be perfect at all. I could have just left it. No biggie. That's all right. You know, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You do what makes you happy. There's so many people ask about that, about junk journaling. What's the best way to do it? Whatever makes you happy. That really is what it comes down to. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? Ooh, I have some blue. That'll be cool with the blue colors I'm using here. Okay. So, if you watched the first video where I did the cover, I said, I told you that I was kind of struggling last week with what to do and how to do it and how to do it all and how to do it all perfectly, and because that's where my brain goes sometimes. And I decided a few things. One is I'm not going to do what I don't like when other people do. Okay? I'm not a big fan of email marketing. I know that's huge. I know I shouldn't be saying that. Oh, well, how are you going to grow your business if you're not email marketing? Here's the thing. I think it can be very overwhelming for some people. It gets very overwhelming for me. So I think foregoing, now that doesn't mean I'm not going to send out emails from time to time, but I don't want to do the whole here, let me throw, you just gave me your email address, so let me throw 5 emails at you. I kid you not, there are some people, when I sign up on their stuff, I will get 3 or 4 in a row. And I'm like, well, okay, slow down, slow your roll, donut hole. That's not what I'm about. And I don't want to do that to other people. So will I email you? Will I email you and tell you things? Yeah, I will. But not, I don't want to be spammy. I don't like that. So that's one thing I'm not going to do. Also, I don't want to overwhelm people with too much stuff, too many products. I think, again, it gets overwhelming sometimes. Right now, I'm just kind of pinching that off a little bit at the top, putting a little glue in there and pinching it off to hold it together a bit better at the top. But yeah, I'm not going to have a ton of stuff, because, again, if you're anything like me, then you feel like you got to do it all, and you feel like you're always behind. And I don't like that. And I don't want other people to feel that way. So will I have stuff? Yes. Am I going to have a ton of stuff? Probably not. Because 1, that's a lot of work. And 2, I don't want to overwhelm anyone. Oops. It might not be dry enough yet because I'm kind of messing that up. There we go. Okay. So, not going to do a ton of email marketing. I'm not going to overwhelm you with products. Would I love to do this business and be a millionaire and pull six figures? Woo! Yeah, I would. Who wouldn't, right? Is that my goal? Not really. My goal is to craft with you. Number one, craft with you. Number two is to bring the Word of God to you. That's my prerogative. That's what I want to do. So, I will post links because if you'd like to sign up for emails, you are more than welcome to. So I am going to post links for that. I'll post links for all my socials. You see what I'm saying? How this... Bleh. I lost so much glue because of that. So I'll post all my socials, post my website. You can sign up for emails on my website. You don't really want to go look for everything. It's simple. It's just jenfolks.com. F like Frank, ULKS, jenfolks.com. But I will post everything in the description too. Okay. Now, I also wanted to share with you because I told you that I'm going to do a live on Facebook with Vintage Press Studios next month. There's a let me see. Let me pull it up real quick on my phone so I can tell you exactly what it's called. 1 second. It is where? Okay. Here we go. It's called For the Love of Papercrafting, February 6th and 7th, hosted by the Junk Journal Hive, and it's going to be in junk journaling and paper crafting. Junk journaling and paper crafting with printables. It's Vintage Press Studios group, junk journaling and paper crafting with printables, and it's called For the Love of Papercrafting, hosted by Junk Journal Hive. It'll be live on the 6th and 7th of February. Okay? And I'll post that information again below. All right, now I'll show you real quick, give you a sneak peek of what I'm doing, because it's going to be fun. Okay, so I love, 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 love making tags. Like taking tags like these and prettying them up with stamps and with the lace and with whatever. I mean, I'll be demonstrating how to do that with these tags, but I also have a kit that I put together because not everybody has all of that stuff, right? So the first thing I have here is just some Bible verses with God's love. Then I have some cute elements. So cute. And look, the lace. You don't have to have all that vintage lace. There's some there you can pull out and use. Some extra little things there. And I even have tags for you. You can just print these, cut them out. I have another page, and this is just a backing paper. I just printed this, put it back in my printer, printed this. And I'll have those pages. You can print them separately and glue them together too. That's another option on how to do that. But that is the kit that I'll have for that, and you'll be able to find that in my classroom in school, and that will just be it's not going to be a huge cost because that's not what I'm about. I think I'll probably have that. It's 6 pages, probably $3. for you. But I do have freebies in there if you join. I do have the 7-day Names of God journal, and I did that in another video, and I don't have it. I thought I had it sitting right here. I know I had it sitting right here, but it's a hot mess right here because if you can imagine, I'm in a fifth wheel. How small it is, how everything's everywhere. So that's what I have coming up. I will post everything. Let me switch back so I can say bye real quick. Let's see here. Ta-da! Okay, that's what I got for you today. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something new. And I hope you have fun with this. If you don't have a journal like that, and you don't want to go through the steps of getting a journal like that, let me show you. Oh, sorry, I get these on Amazon, and I use them all the time. They're just little paper journals. So if you want to get something like this, you can decorate it. What I would do and what I have done with other journals is I go through and glue. Hang on, let me flip this back down. I lied, I wasn't ready. I glue the pages together, 2 at a time. Now it doesn't leave you a whole lot of pages by the time that's done, but it does make them a little bit thicker, a little sturdier to hold up to stuff. If to hold up to your glue and whatnot. So that is an alternative thing that you can do if you don't want to put your own journal together like this one. Even though this is really super cool, you don't have to do that. You can just use something like this. Heck, you can even use a regular spiral notebook if you wanted to. Whatever you want to use what you have. Use what you have. If you even have just Elmer's glue, if you just have a newspaper. Oh, I had pages from an old dictionary I bought at Goodwill that I could have used, and I didn't. That's all right. Yeah, just use what you have. If you don't want to buy anything, that's okay too, because I'm not about all the pressure. It's not. So I hope you guys enjoy your day. I'm going to try and let's see. That's 2 videos for this week. I'll probably try and maybe toward the end of the week I'll do something again. Um, I'll see what else she has. I know she has some really cool things for her, different things that came out for her kit. Maybe I'll put some of those together and show you. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Love you. Bye.